Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of those confusing corporate filings. Today we're diving into a report from AdvanSix, and trust me, even the name sounds a bit complicated, but hopefully we'll get through it. It's about some executive changes, so buckle up to find out who's in, who's out, and what it all means. This report, dated March 17, 2025, is about some changes at the top levels of the company. Specifically, it involves who's handling the money and the numbers. First up, we have Christopher Graham. He's been the Vice President of Financial Planning and Analysis. So he's basically in charge of looking ahead and figuring out the company's financial future. He was also the controller, meaning he was the head accountant, the person making sure all the numbers added up correctly. Now, Mr. Graham is moving to a different role within AdvanSix, focusing just on the financial planning side. That means he's stepping down as the main accounting officer. Now, to fill Mr. Graham's shoes as the head accountant, the Board of Directors has appointed Rachel E. Ryan. She's now the Vice President, Controller, and Chief Accounting Officer. So what's her background? Well, she's not exactly new to the world of big numbers in corporate finance. Before joining AdvanSix, Ms. Ryan worked at Verizon Communications, a big name in telecommunications. Since 2022, she was an Associate Vice President, handling external reporting and diving deep into the technical side of accounting. Basically, she made sure Verizon's financial reports were accurate and followed all the rules. Before Verizon, Ms. Ryan spent about 10 years at Honeywell International. Honeywell is a huge company that makes everything from aerospace equipment to building technologies. During her time there, she held several finance and accounting roles, including Director of Finance for a division called Performance Materials and Technologies. She also worked as Director of Accounting Policy and Financial Controls. Earlier in her career, she worked at Deloitte & Touche, a big accounting firm where she worked with audits and regulatory capital markets. All this experience means Ms. Ryan has a pretty solid background in making sure companies get their numbers right. The report also notes that there are no family connections between Ms. Ryan and anyone else at AdvanSix, and she doesn't have any financial interests that would need to be disclosed. This is just a standard check to make sure there are no conflicts of interest. So what does all this mean for AdvanSix? Well, on the surface, it looks like a simple reshuffling of roles. Mr. Graham is focusing on financial planning, and Ms. Ryan is taking over the accounting side, but let's dig a little deeper. AdvanSix is a company that makes nylon and other chemical products. They sell these materials to different industries like construction, automotive, and electronics. It's a business that depends on the overall economy and the demand for these products. Having a strong financial team is really important. It's not just about adding up the numbers correctly. It's about making smart decisions about where to invest money, how to manage risk, and how to grow the company. With Mr. Graham focusing on financial planning, AdvanSix is likely trying to get a better handle on its future growth. Financial planning involves things like forecasting sales, figuring out how much money to spend on research and development, and deciding whether to make acquisitions or sell off parts of the business. And with Ms. Ryan taking over the accounting role, AdvanSix is likely looking for someone with a strong background in making sure the numbers are accurate and compliant. This is especially important for companies that are publicly traded because they have to follow all sorts of rules and regulations. So, what are the potential risks and opportunities for AdvanSix? Well, like any company in the chemical industry, they face risks from things like changes in raw material costs, environmental regulations, and economic downturns. But they also have opportunities to grow by expanding into new markets, developing new products, and becoming more efficient in their operations. Overall, this report suggests that AdvanSix is taking steps to strengthen its financial team and position itself for future growth. They're bringing in experienced people to manage their finances and make sure they're making smart decisions. Whether that will actually translate to better results, only time will tell, but for now, it looks like AdvanSix is playing its cards right. Thanks for watching Corporate Decoder. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights into the world of corporate finance.